York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
Yep. What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Nick of Time Show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And right now we're here to talk about these Knicks loss, because the Knicks lost to these Brooklyn Nets 110 to 98, led by Kevin Durant, who was crazy masterful in the fourth quarter, ended the game with a triple-double, 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. And the Knicks did pretty well, led these Nets in the first half. We're up by 17. We saw glimpses of Obi Toppin. We saw Burks in his Birkin bag early in the first half, but you already know what it is. The Knicks couldn't hit shots. The Knicks missed free throws, and ultimately the Knicks end up losing to the Nets in a fourth quarter collapse, led by the two stars. And we're going here to talk about it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and a little bit of the hopeful as well. Before we even get into the nitty gritty and to the details of the game, let me introduce my guy, the man, the myth, the legend, guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. Not too upset about the loss tonight. It is what it is. Probably the only thing I'm upset about is the fact that the Knicks got swept by the Nets this season. That's the only thing that has my nerves kind of irked at the moment.
Yeah, man. I feel you on that. And I feel like this is a game where the Knicks were kind of hopped up on this game, because I don't know if you've been keeping up with the pre-game interviews, like the after practice interviews. But I've been watching RJ Barrett talk to the media, Obi Toppin talk to the media, and it seems like they had this game circled on their board, and they were really excited to play this game and finish the season strong. And I feel like the excitement of playing the Nets and knowing who they are, and Kyrie being in the building for the first time, I feel like all that kind of got to them a little bit, because I sort of saw, guys missing shots they usually make. I saw quickly kind of not being his usual self. I saw RJ. He had 7 assists on a night, pretty good assist game, but I saw him kind of breaking shots. It just seemed like maybe we were in our own head a little bit today. And I feel like that might have contributed to the loss. But, that kind of happens when they have a young team. It's one of those things you kind of have to go through.
Yeah, also the simple fact that the Nets have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and the Knicks don't have any player near that caliber on the team at the moment. So that also plays a factor as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like at the end of the day, they have the shot makers, and we need guys who can make shots. The guys who make shots for us in the fourth quarter are usually RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. And both of those guys were comatose in the fourth quarter, and that's all she wrote. Also, our coach, we kind of got our coach a little bit, man. We got a coach. We got our coach. Once Steve Nash switched Durant to the 5, I feel like Tom Thibodeau didn't really know how to adjust. He brought Sims back in the game. Yeah, he wanted RJ guarding Kevin Durant the entire time. So you had Sims out here by like the 3-point line for a lot of this game, and that kind of neutralized everything that Sims gave us for the first 3 quarters, because Sims was the guy who was keeping us in the hunt. Because in that third quarter, when we was missing a lot of shots and Durant started to make his run and they started to make their comeback, Sims is single-handedly keeping us in the game in the third quarter with his energy, with his rebounding. To me, the game ball really went to Sims today, if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think what was going on in Thibs' mind when he put Sims back in the game is because when he was sitting down, I felt like from that time the Nets started to dominate the boards in the fourth quarter. And I think Thibs felt like he needed to put Sims back in the game so the Knicks can regain that advantage.
Right.
with the rebounding. But the fact of the matter was, when the Nets made that switch where Durant was the center and the Nets just went small, like I think that neutralized Sims' advantage, like you said, because now instead of Sims being close to the paint, Sims is at the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Trying to guard guards and forwards, and then with Sims out the paint, the Nets just took over the rebounding, and then they were able to get second and third chance points, and that's part of the reason why the Knicks got killed in the last part of the game.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the thing, and this is the thing, because there's been news that just recently came out. Woj dropped the Woj bomb, a mini Woj bomb, that the Knicks actually picked up Tom Thibodeau's 5th-year option in the offseason off of his Coach of the Year performance. So everybody was talking about, Tom Thibodeau is going to be fired. Tom's going to be fired. Nah, he's here to stay. He is here to stay. And I already told you guys that him and Leon are boys. And bare minimum, even if he played badly, he was at least going to get half a year next season. At least. And come to find out, it might be more than that because he picked up that 5th year. So just for the front office to save face, they can't fire Tibbs now, because now Dolan's going to look at you crazy. Dolan is going to look at you crazy if you fire Thibodeau after guaranteeing the 5th year, $5 million. He probably fire you on the spot for that, man. Like the clock is ticking on the front office if that ever happened.
First and foremost, I don't care if a coach won 75 games for my team that season. If it's just the 2nd year, I am not guaranteed that 5th year that early. I'm not going to do that. I don't give a damn. So the fact that they guaranteed Tibbs' 5th year just because he won Coach of the Year is just wild to me. That was just his first season as the coach of the Knicks.
Yeah, man.
So that's the first thing right there. And yeah, with Tibbs being here for that guaranteed 5th year, we're at least going to see him all the next season. The 4th season, maybe if the Knicks continue to do bad, he might get fired. But yeah, Tibbs ain't going nowhere no time soon. He's staying here, and we just got to deal with it.
Yeah, that front office, man. Woo, I gave him a lot of credit for bringing a lot of young players here and drafting correctly. Shout out to Walt Perrin and Scott Perry and those guys. But guaranteeing that 5th year so early, and they did it on the sneak too. For it to come out now,
for real.
Like what? Like they just extended that in the middle of the night somewhere. Like nobody. Where was the breaking news on that? That's crazy. That's crazy that wasn't even news in the summer. But I digress. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I only mention that to say a lot of the criticisms for Tom Thibodeau is his lack of adjustments. And I'm going to talk about some of the good a little bit later too. But there's not that much good really. But his lack of adjustments. And I feel like, okay, like Ryan said, I know why Sims got in there. Why I put Sims in there, right? Because in my mind, when they started to make that run with Taj on the floor, I'm like, in my head, I'm signaling to the coach, yo, get Sims back in the game. ASAP Rocky. We cannot withstand this punishment any longer because Sims was saving us. He's pretty much doing what Mitch usually does when he saves us from bad shooting nights, giving us extra points. But the other thing that Sims was doing well was the rule of verticality, man. He'll rotate, jump straight up in the air, not break that imaginary plane, and shut down Drummond. Shut down who's the other skinny kid on skinny center kid?
Claxton.
Shut down Claxton. Even had Kevin Durant confused and kerfuffled when Kevin Durant tried to go to the hole and try to draw a foul, and Kevin Durant didn't even get the superstar call. And I'm just like, Sims is out here balling, and then he gives you the 3 offensive rebounds, and then he gives you the 3 blocks. I'm sorry. Then it gives you the crazy offensive rebounds. Sims was a man possessed, and some people were kind of worried about Mitch not being here, and I get it, but Sims actually played the Nets pretty well. I feel like he outplayed Mitch the last time, so and he did it again, and he seems like he did a great job. But to get back to the coaching thing, one of the things that I feel like I do feel like he should have brought Mitch Sims back in, but once it stopped working for the first 2 or 3 minutes, because he's at the 3-point line, I think that at that point it's time to adjust. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I think going with the same strategy defensively for the last 8 minutes of the game is kind of the problem with Thibodeau in general. He did not make the adjustment.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's easy to, kind of, watch the game and, determine what a coach should have done or what a coach shouldn't have done. But it's clear that we understand why Thibs put Sims back in the game because we needed the rebounding at the moment. And Sims was definitely giving us a major boost when he was in the game, but like you said, when you see the other team adjust and you have Durant at the 5, and the Nets are basically playing all 5 guys at the freaking 3-point line, spacing out the floor, Thibs should have at least take he probably should have taken Sims out the game because at that point Sims is obsolete. Like he's not going to help you at that moment. So maybe you could put in a lineup of Obi. You probably keep Obi in there, just for that rebounding and just for the simple fact that Obi, he's decent on the perimeter. He still needs work with his defense on the perimeter, but you still need somebody in there to at least grab rebounds for you, and then maybe replace Sims for. I would have liked to see McBride in there, especially with the small lineup that the Nets had out there, because I think McBride would have been a pretty good addition, and it would have helped the Knicks, maintain their defense, and at the same time, McBride can still provide on the offense as well if you give him a chance to. But the fact that he only got 6 minutes in this game is pretty alarming to me. Especially seeing the Knicks have all the injuries that the Knicks have. I mean, Grimes sat out tonight. There's still no Cam Reddish. Julius Randle's not playing, so it's like, why are you still giving McBride 6 minutes when all these guys are hurt? I don't get it. But I think that would have been a great adjustment for the Knicks to make, because at least they would have been able to keep up with the Knicks. With the Nets small lineup, and and maybe it would have been a better result.
Yeah, because we actually winning on the boards in that first half, and then the fourth quarter comes along, and we are getting crushed on the boards, and so that kind of neutralizes Sims. So I agree with you. Maybe we should have had McBride or even Evan, and it's crazy. I'm so numb to Tibbs. I'm so numb to Tibbs tibbing. I like the McBride 6 minutes and 41 seconds didn't even phase me, and it's sad. It's kind of like being traumatized over and over again until the trauma is normal, and eventually you just ignore the trauma. I feel like I'm ignoring the trauma at this point. It's like I've been beating the brain so much by these dumb rotations and his lack of ability to play these rookies. Or I'm just like, I don't even know. know.
and it's crazy because we look at the standings and we're like, okay, the Knicks are out the playoffs. The Knicks are basically playing for nothing right now. Why not experiment a bit? Maybe give players a chance that you haven't given all season just to see what they can do. And it's like Thibs is still out there playing the guys like as if he's fighting for a playoff spot and he's fighting for positioning in the playoffs and all that stuff. And it just blows my mind. I'm like, but like you said, we're used to Thibbing, so it is what it is. It doesn't even surprise us anymore.
It doesn't even surprise me. I glossed over that. Ryan G had to remind me, but I digress. Oh man, listen. Poor Gregory. Shout out to Gregory Lee in the comments says McBride didn't play tonight. Gregory Lee didn't even know McBride played. Gregory. Shout out to Gregory Lee in the chat. You blinked, sir. You blinked, and when you blinked, you missed him. But he was on the court. He was on the court, and he came right back out.
Exactly.
Oh man, but yo, one of the things, here's the thing. It's funny. I like the way we played. I like the style of ball we played. Right. I want to talk about Obi Toppin a little bit more. Let's talk about some good things. Because right. Obi, once again, is proving that he has some offensive game, and he showed it again tonight But the thing about Obi tonight is not even his offensive game that I love. I just love Obi's instincts offensively. I just love how quickly he reads situations and is able to make quick decisions, whether it be driving, whether it be shooting, whether it be passing in the post or double teams. My only beef with Obi these last few games, and he has to get better at this, is the rebounding. The rebounding numbers are kind of comatose, pretty anemic. They need to be bolstered a lot to justify the minutes. You can't be a big man who's giving you 5 rebounds. But he gets compared to Amari Stoudemire all the time. That's pretty Amari Stoudemire-ish if you ask me. All right.
Not in his young days when he was healthy. Nah, Amari was definitely grabbing more than 5 rebounds.
Nah, he was around 8. I think Amari averaged around 8 per game. I still remember that from my Knick brain is recalling random stats from the back of the day. Shout out to me, all right?
I'm talking about Suns days.
Oh, Suns days. Yeah, Suns days he was averaging 8 too.
Yeah.
He's like mostly averaged 8 a game for a lot of years. But Obi gave you 19 points, 3 assists. He gave you a fall away mid-range jumper. Come on. Oh, he hit a couple of threes, two or three. He gives you the jumping up and under. And there was one pass that really opened my eye, and he threw some nice passes this year. Like he threw 2 lob passes to some bigs, but there was a pass when he was in the post, and he spotted the double team immediately and bullets a pass to RJ Barrett for 3 in his passing pocket. And the speed in which he read the situation, which is like beautiful to me. His passing instincts from that 4 position is pretty damn good. Really good and very natural. Which is why I'm like, man, I hope he one day develops a post game, because if he develops a post game for real, and we saw him try to post up Kyrie, it didn't really go that well. But he's had some other successes when he posted as well. So he's had some good and some bad. But if he ever develops a post game, man, he's gonna be super dangerous, because the speed in which he reads where help is coming from and where shooters are and locates them and puts the pass right on the money in their hands is pretty remarkable to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to credit that to his point guard skills before my man just grew up and all of a sudden couldn't be a point guard no more. So, so he definitely retained those skills when he was younger with the passing. But yeah, Obi Toppin, he's definitely showing that if you give him the minutes, he's performing. He's definitely performing up to par. I mean, with his rebounding, I would say he more rebounds like KP as opposed to Amari Stoudemire. But besides that, he's definitely showing that he's a well-rounded player. I mean, he's more than just a guy that runs the court and and just plays a dunker position and gets easy dunks and and easy shots and stuff like that. He's definitely showing that he has a perimeter game as well. Throughout the time that he's been given, when he's playing extra minutes with Julius Randle on the bench, he's showing that he also can put the ball on the floor, drive to the basket, shoot mid-range jumpers and all that stuff too. So with Obi Toppin, it's all about putting it all together, and being more consistent with, spreading his game out to all aspects of the offense.
Yeah, the more and more I'm seeing Obi, the more and more comfortable I am with moving Randall eventually, because he just seems like he has it. He has that it. I feel like he's going to figure it out offensively. I think he just is. And I'm looking at that fall away mid range. I'm sitting here like, ooh, that's one of those shots. That's one of those shots that's hard to block. Get a little fall away mid range. He missed one. He made one. So hopefully he's able to bring that into his game a little bit more, but not a heavy shot diet. But if he's able to take advantage of his height sometimes, I think the sky's the limit for Obi. And shout out to Obi too. He was. I'm gonna play this clip by Obi Toppin. and he talked about his experience with the game.
I can do 1,000 things off the or out of games, in practice and stuff, but when it's nothing like being in the game. When you in the game and you have the opportunity to get the reps in, to mess up a couple times and learn from those mess ups, I feel like that helps a lot. And I feel like these past couple games I'm starting to learn, like I'm getting a lot more minutes, and I'm starting to see like little mistakes that I'm doing, like I can easily fix those by learning them. Like I wouldn't know what to fix if I wasn't put in those positions. So I feel like me having that opportunity is helping me a lot. So
yeah, you heard the man Tibbs. The opportunity to get to learn in the game is helping that man develop. Don't take this man out. Next season, if Randall is here or not, I need Obi to get minimum 20 minutes a game. I need him to get 20 minutes a game. If Randall is getting 28 minutes, 48 minutes left, 48 minutes in a game, Randall can get 28, he can get 20 easily, and we'll be all good. I can definitely see that. All right. Let's get to the callers real quick. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Be Civilized. Shout out to Picks for Timmy, Gregory Lee, Fritz Alessandro, JT Reddick, Paul Butler. Everybody else is rocking with the KOT show. Shout out to Black Needle as well. We have a caller up. First caller up for the night is Big Reaper. Big Reaper. Let us know, man. What do you want to talk about, sir?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for taking my call. Yeah, I mean, there's Teller 2 has, right? So it was looking really good the first half. Even in the third quarter, some parts of the third quarter looked really good. And it just, I think they just ran out of gas. They just, and then also down the stretch, it was just one-on-one. It was like, I think half the fourth quarter, they just, even with 7 minutes to go, I felt like they just went to doing one-on-ones.
Facts.
Everyone just kind of took their turn. It was just like, I didn't understand that at all. And Tibbs, it was almost like, I don't know if he just kind of like was like, performance anxiety, like he froze and didn't know what plays to call, and it was kind of crazy. But I thought, like, look, it's great. You want to see these guys play a ton of minutes, play good minutes, but I don't know. I mean, like, it just, I don't think there's any reason for Obi and RJ to be playing 43, 44 minutes. As great as I like seeing it, I just think, like, because you got to think about the fourth quarter, and, like, they're basically gassed in the fourth quarter. And so I think that was sort of a problem. And I think that probably contributed to rebounding. But also the biggest thing with rebounding, too, I just kind of feel like, for Jericho Sims, he did have some really good moments in his game, but on pick and rolls, man, it was just like, I'm sorry, he's atrocious on pick and rolls, on pick and roll defense. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing Mitch does have over him is, like, it's kind of hard. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not like like a coach or anything like that that's able to really analyze the schemes that well, especially on defense. But I just kind of feel like Mitch Robinson, just, I don't know how he does it, how he's able to manage all the rotations and still find a way to kind of like control the paint and control the boards. And although, like, you see with Mitch, like, he doesn't get a ton of boards, but at least he doesn't get a ton of defensive boards, but he kind of creates a lot of opportunity for everyone else to get the rebound. So I'm not sure exactly how Mitch does it. Mitch has got some crazy instincts. I think Mitch needs a lot of work, but he's got crazy defensive instincts, and I think that helps him a lot. But that's where I think we kind of struggled, because the rotations were like, I mean, we were just running everywhere, and when the shots went up, it was just like
out of position.
Just kind of, and then it was kind of bouncing. It was also where the balls were bouncing to. It was kind of bouncing away from them, and like places where they had to sprint to it.
Right, because what happens when you're taking long threes all the time is the rebounds are longer, so that's usually that's the guards at that point. That's the guard's job, is to get the longer rebounds, and that's usually when Quickly usually shines, and Burks, but Quickly only had 3 rebounds a day. Burks had 4, which is not bad for a guard, really, but but on those long ones when he had a bunch in a row, that might be the time for your guards to get those long rebounds, and it kind of hurt us at that point. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. Actually, that's the district. I think Quickly normally does have 1 and 3 rebounds. Tyler Brooks only have 4 too. So it's, but I think it's more with the rotation and Mitch not being there, and I think that's what impacts these the guards' rebounding numbers. RJ, man, I really like the defense he played against Kevin Durant. It looks like Kevin Durant had issues, he got cooking, in the fourth quarter, but I mean, it seemed like that first 3 quarters he kind of struggled against RJ, trying to get by RJ.
Yeah.
RJ wasn't really falling for a lot of the fakes and stuff like that. So I think RJ did a pretty good job, although Kevin Durant still shot 50%. But I don't know. I like his defense against KD. At least he didn't shoot 67%. and drop like 50, whatever he did the last time.
I mean, KD's a smart player, man. He started to they started to actually move the ball more. They started to move the ball more in the fourth quarter, where they shifted the defense by swing passing it and swinging it back, or they would have him be a little off ball more and catch it, move in, or he would just attack really early in offense before the defense gets set up. He started just scoring that way in the fourth. But when it came to like really isoing of him versus Barrett, he did a good job. The team did a good job of helping him out. I saw Obi help out a few times. So the team defense was really good on KD for like 3 quarters. But credit the offense. They figured it out. They adjusted. They passed the ball more, and they got him in more actions off the ball. It got him the ball in better spots. So, I mean, they adjusted. They did a good job.
Yeah.
That's coaching. Steve Nash out coaching Thibodeau on the offensive end. I mean, it's a cheat code is to have to Kevin Durant, though. So that's
that's a huge cheat code.
They better get an offensive coordinator for this guy. I know they probably won't. Even if they get one for him, he's not going to listen to the dude. I mean, this guy's just so stubborn. And I just found that you guys just told me, like, they guaranteed his 5th year. So this guy's going to be here, like, at least throughout the next year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just crazy to me. That's just insane. Because I'm looking at – it's so funny. I was looking at this game. I'm like, this dude needs to be fired, looking at that fourth quarter. And then also even aside from the X's and O's on the offense, it's just putrid. There's like no creativity. It's all one-on-one. There's like the dribble handoff. There's some simple pick and rolls. And it's not even like they do a lot of pick and rolls either, but it's just crazy. It's really pathetic. And then Obi, it's like, how do you not run stuff for Obi? Like, it's just insane. He's like the whole point of the game is like, if you have somebody who's efficient on your team, you got to try to find a way to get that person, easy shots, right? So run some plays, maybe like pick and roll as quickly or something, but it's just, I don't know. They just got to do something. And it can't just be pick and rolls all the time either. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think that's the most amazing thing about Obi's emergence right now. They still haven't used Obi as a pick and roller. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That they haven't used Obi as a pick and roll guy since the first month of the season. I remember because I know you've been listening from the Reaper. First month of the season, there was running pick and roll with Obi and Derrick Rose, or pick and roll Obi and IQ for like a month, and I was like, they did it more in 1 month than they did it all last year, and then it just completely went away from it. It's kind of nuts.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I know. It's insane. And that, man, Obi, man, like the handle, oh my goodness, this dude's got some handles.
Did you see the crossover in the corner of the head?
Yeah. Oh. You see, you saw the little finger roll scoop, whatever it was like a finger roll or scoop, whatever it was on KD.
Mm-hmm.
KD got out the way because he thought he was going to basically yam it on him.
Yep.
You saw KD kind of like shift over. And so that's why he was able to get like that, get that layup. But, man, like the thing I like about him, too, I'm really starting to see is like, man, he keeps defenses way off balance.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the coach is kind of crazy not to, like, run actions on the, on the same side where he's at, because he keeps defenses way off balance. He's constantly moving. And then even when you give him the ball, you saw that, I think you guys talked about it, the one fake pass he did. I mean, he fake passed somebody, and then whoever the defender was running towards, like, I don't know where the defender was running towards, and he had like the free. Basically went to the lane, although like somebody else stepped up and then he
I
ended
didn't
up
mention
passing
that
it
one
off.
yet.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like it's crazy. He's able to keep guys off, off balance, and so it just, look, man, we've been on this Obi train for like the whole year. So, like, honestly, I'm not that surprised, because it's just like I've always said, man, it's like when somebody's shooting like 52% from the field, that's not like potential. That person is like
Right.
that's good decisions. He knows like how to play basketball. He doesn't take bad shots. 52% is like, I don't care if it's scoring only 6-7 points, and especially if it's a big man that you're sticking out in the corner all the time, and he's still shooting like 52%.
Crazy.
That's like yeah, that's not potential. I mean, he's still got a lot of potential, but people make it seem like he's like this guy who's shooting like 40%, and we don't know if he's going to be it or not. Not even, they act like he's shooting like 32%, and we don't know what's going to happen. So
yeah.
I'm very impressed with him too. So, for the first time today, and this is why I can't stand Tibbs. For the first time, I saw Tibbs actually coaching Obi on the sidelines, talking to him, and not like yelling at him, and Obi just kind of walking to the end of the bench. The first time I've seen it, like maybe he's done it and I haven't seen it, but this is the first time I've seen it ever. It's kind of crazy.
Well, he had no choice. No Mitch. He's playing him 43 minutes. He got to talk to the boy right now. So let that boy go, man. Obi's gonna be fine, man. We just need to keep. We need to keep him. We just need to.
Yeah. Hopefully, I hope they're able to keep him. This front office, man. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing. Like, Tibbs is gonna be here for how long? And like, oof. Yeah. I don't even know. They might try to clean it up with Randall, try to bring him back too, and I don't know what they're doing, man. It's going to be kind of crazy. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't see Randall ever recovering. He just like, you saw how he looked in that playoffs, and then like once the fans turn on him this year, you see how he plays at the Garden. I just don't see it ever working. So they might as well just move the dude.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, man.
Yeah. But thanks you guys for taking my call, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what it is? You know what the thing is too? Like, I know I've been hearing about the cap. The cap is about to go up, so I'm hearing like, if the cap's about to go up, then the money on Randall's books isn't going to be as crazy to move as we think it is. And even though his trade value might have gone down because of his antics and his play this year, if you really think about it, Ryan, it's higher than it was when we first was thinking about trading him.
Yeah.
So like, because we first got Obi here, we was just like, oh, he's definitely got to be gone. So it's higher than it was then, but lower than it was last year. So if we move him now, it might not be, we probably might get a better haul still than we thought we was going to get when we first drafted Obi. So,
Yeah, I mean, most definitely, because when we were when we were like, when we were, going into the draft where Obi Toppin was getting drafted, and we were talking about, maybe Randall should be let go, whatever the case may be. He was coming off a season with the Knicks where it wasn't that impressive. So, if we're thinking that, okay, we should have moved Julius Randle then and just cut our losses early, of course, seeing Julius Randle now after a season where he's, become an all-star and he made second team All-NBA to where he is now, where it's like, even though he had a pretty rough season with the Knicks, he still got 20, 10, and 5, which is still a pretty good line.
Yeah.
So you would think that, you can get something in return for Randle, but my thing is, with Thibs staying here, I'm not sure if Randall's going to be traded. I feel like the front office will try to see if Randall can repair his relationship with the fans and see if he can try to, get his game back on track next season. Because I'm thinking if Thibs is here, I'm pretty sure Thibs going to want his boy Randall to be here too as well.
So, we already know how Tibbs is as a GM. That's why he got kicked out of Minnesota. You ain't no damn GM, Tibbs. I'm sorry. You can have your input, but you ain't the the jury. You ain't the guy, the final buck stopping with you. Nah, man, we got to make some decisions on our own because we leave everything to Tibbs. We're going to be in trouble. And we already seen earlier before that they don't follow Tibbs exactly because that's why Evan Fournier is here and not Reggie Bullock or not.
Yeah, that is true. And then there's also rumors that he didn't even want Cam Reddish. So
front office gone rogue. All right, the front office has gone rogue. I need to go rogue one more time and move Julius Randle. And I'm hoping this for Donovan Mitchell because I don't even know if you've been listening to the rumors. The rumors of Donovan Mitchell are getting crazier. They're getting a little bit crazier to the point where now I'm listening to Alan Hahn talking about it. I'm listening to Alan Hahn talk about how he's having conversations with beat writers. And I think he said Brian Scalabrine was casually talking about how Donovan Mitchell is leaving, is most likely leaving, and the Knicks is going to be his preferred destination. And when there's smoke is fire. And Brian Scalabrine is pretty much breaking down, like, yeah, like, I can see it because it's the lineup and Julius Randle and you know they got RJ Barrett there now, and he seems like he's too small, too big for Utah, and the friction he has with Gobert, he only passes him the ball 2 times a game, and all this other crazy stuff. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here like, I do not want to go through this again. I do not want to go through this. Guys, I had a conversation with Ryan before this. I'm like, should I even mention this, man? I don't even mention. I don't even know. I don't even want to know. If Utah will take Randall, I'll be down. I'll definitely be down for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just gonna act like I didn't hear anything about that. I'm gonna go on about my day. I'm gonna go on about my life, and pretend I didn't hear any rumors about Donovan Mitchell wanted to leave Utah and his preferred destination to be the Knicks, because I've heard this many times
every year
throughout my years as a Knicks fan that this star player, if he decides to leave this team, the Knicks are his first destination.
Every
and
year.
Then when this player finally leaves his team, he ends up somewhere else. So I'm not paying it no mind.
Nope.
I'm not giving it any thought.
Nope.
I'm not giving it any type of attention. I am done. I'm just going to let the basketball guys do what they have to do, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna just leave it there too, because this has happened with LeBron. This has happened with KD. This has happened with Kyrie. This has happened with everybody, every single year. I'm just fatigued.
Yeah.
I'm just fatigued. Wake me when it happens. Or if it happens. Wake me if it happens. You will not even see unless Woj or Ian. Woj, Ian, or who's the other? Shams say something.
Shams.
You will not even see it on an IG post or Twitter post at all. Ever. All right? Matter of fact, this is the last I'm mentioning it. Moving on. Oh, man. I know we got callers up. Next caller up. I don't know who the next caller is, but let us know what your name is, where you're from, and what we're going to talk about.
Caller. Hello?
Hello. Hello, caller. Hello.
Okay, I guess that call's not there anymore.
I guess that call's right. You know what? I don't know where Fritz is. Maybe Fritz left the computer because he's usually patches them in, and he might usually check in right now. But shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out to Picks for Timmy. Shout out to Kyrie Walker. Shout out to Joseph Ross. The problem is that Rose has hired a coach who's contrary to what fans expect, to lay foundation and develop young players to eventually be contenders. Tibbs cares nothing about that. Yeah, Tibbs cares all about the vets, not much about the kids. The kids are secondary at this point.
Yeah, Tibbs actually wants to coach a team that are contenders, a team that's a contending team. But if you expect Tibbs to coach up a bunch of young players and turn them into contenders, nah, Tibbs is not that kind of coach.
Not that type of coach at all. And you said it best, Ryan. Tibbs is a better coach. Tibbs is not a bad coach per se. He's a good found, but he's more suited to coach a veteran team.
Yeah.
Than a team like ours, to be honest with you. Yeah, so I think Fritz. I think something happened with Fritz. That's the only thing I can think about because I haven't even seen Fritz reply. All right. I briefly want to talk about Emmanuel quickly. Emmanuel quickly didn't really have the best game today. 6 points on the night. Didn't really shoot well. He's missing free throws, and it's kind of scaring me. 3 or 4. He missed one free throw today, and I got scared. I'm like, what the heck? Missing one free throw. He's under 90% from the free throw line. But here's my thing with IQ. This still has not deterred me from thinking that he can be that. I'm not off the quickly train because of a bad game though. Because even when he got into the game the first time, even though he wasn't shooting well, I'm still loving his awareness. He found Sims under the basket for easy layups. He finds Obi under the basket for easy layups. To me, it's crazy. You know what's crazy to me, Ryan? Like, quickly is a chucker per se, but he's also the most willing passer at the same time.
Yeah, I guess I can say that. Yeah, because he has his moments where he goes either way.
yeah. Like, if you're looking at who gives the bigs the most passes, IQ. RJ, like, and I love RJ too. Oh, he says I'm back. My internet's bugging. Okay, got you. Shout out to Fridge. I love RJ too, but the part of the RJ game that I need him to develop is the assist. And a part of the reason why I also felt like we lost this game was because RJ did a really good job passing the ball in that first half. In that second half, like Reaper said, I feel like we went ice a little bit too much. There were still opportunities to pass the ball in that fourth quarter, and he had Opie open in the corner a couple of times. He chose to miss it, and I think he should have took more opportunities to do that in that second half as well. Also, he missed a lot of layups too. So I'm gonna need RJ to pick it up on that. And 7 to 27 on the night for RJ was pretty rough. 2 for 11 from 3, and the free throws, man. The free throws. After hitting 80% from the line for most of the year, he shot 7 to 12 from free throws. Matter of fact, the Knicks shot 58% from the free throw line the whole night. We missed 15. That's the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the game. We play good enough to win. That's the game right there. 15 free throws missed. That's crazy. Or 14 through it. No, 15. 31. 15 free throws
missed.
It's
20. Go
ahead.
Oh, I also want to throw in something about the fourth quarter too, because about the iso ball, I think the reason why the Knicks were running isolation was because I think they saw the Nets with a small lineup, and I feel like the Knicks felt like they had a lot of size advantages, so they try to force the ball in the paint. But the thing is that the Nets were crowding the paint. That's why the Knicks had so many strips under the basket, because the Nets were crowding the paint. The Knicks weren't moving around the defense; they were just trying to force it in. And I feel like even if the Knicks went back to their ball movement and actually moved the defense around, they would have got better shots. But it is what it is.
Yeah, because I wrote down the notes in the first quarter. Knicks did a good job of driving and kicking. That's what I wrote for that first quarter. Especially R.J. Barrett did a really good job driving and kicking, getting Evan open shots, getting Alec Burks open shots. That fourth quarter came. It was ISO. It was drive and strip, not drive and kick. And you got a lot of turnovers in that fourth quarter, and that ultimately was the game. That and the free throws.
Yeah.
All right. Next caller up, we got my guy. Tell him.
Testing.
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 Mm-hmm.
Testing.
Testing.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I couldn't hear you. Hey, how you doing tonight? Jay Ellis. Hey, how you doing tonight? My man with the stats and the facts, Ryan G. Hey, how you doing tonight? Nick and Tom Show. I hope everybody is doing good. I hope nobody's down from this Brooklyn L. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because we coming for the Brooklyn Nets, baby. Even though we lost, as we speak, I'm smoking on their pack. Don't let them know. Just whisper it. I'm smoking on their pack secretly. You know why? Because we creeping up on them for next season. We got so close to LeBron. I wanted that Lakers win when we lost the 20-point lead. I wanted that badly because I'm still trying to finish them off after the Mario Hezonja block. You feel me?
I feel you.
I still got more beef with LeBron, and we got so close. This was 7 straight losses to the Nets. 7 straight. 4 this year and 3 last year. But it's okay because I think next year, finally we're going to get over the hump. We're going to get a win on LeBron. We're going to get a win on KD. And we're going to let them know that they were in the league long enough to see us be whack, see us get some better direction as an organization, develop our youngins, and now we can compete with them. They're going to see it firsthand. I did not like in the fourth quarter, if there was anything I could change in this game, the fourth quarter isolation with Alec Burks backing down Kyrie, I would have went away from that only because I felt like we would have been a better offensive team if we ran RJ Barrett with the pick and rolls. That's just me.
Yeah.
I feel like the Alec Burks cooking Kyrie, especially with the back downs, was good in the beginning of the game. But I think Brooklyn kind of adjusted. Even though they downside, they adjusted and they were ready to crowd Burks and take away all type of lanes. And you saw they got a lot of strips, but it's okay. It's okay. Tough loss. I'm just glad that we competed tonight.
Yeah.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, even though there's 2 games left to the season, you got to see the most passionate fan base in the NBA today. Who goes hard for game 80? Nobody but Knicks.
Yeah, you do, damn it.
We do, damn
do.
it. We do.
We do.
Not only that, Jay Ellis, Ryan G, KOT, I'm leaving y'all on this. The next game, I'm smoking on that Kristaps Porzingis pack, baby. Every game matters. All 82.
All 82, baby.
Knicks. Knicks. Let's go, man.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh man, yo, shout out to tell him sounds hyped even when he's whispering, which is very hard to do. Yeah, man, we got KP up next. I'm looking forward to dominating KP as well. Hopefully we have Mitch back for that because Mitch was taking KP's lunch on the rebounding before for sure. So we definitely gonna need that. And yeah, hopefully we're a stronger team next year. I think we will be. I definitely think we will be.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah. Knicks will have Ben Simmons next year, so it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic works out.
Yeah. And I just want to throw in something right quick because I'm going through my Twitter notifications right now. So Bondi just posted something from KD because I guess a reporter made it known to KD that the Knicks haven't beaten him since 2013. And then KD pumped his fist, and he was like, yes, that gives me something to talk about on Twitter.
Oh, boy. All right. Oh, man, we need some finishers on this team, man. We need some finishers on this team. Or RJ and IQ, y'all gonna have to develop that gene a little bit more crisper and get some finishers because I can't take this no more, man. I cannot take it no more.
Yeah, so we gotta be careful of the KD burner accounts because they're gonna be ringing that in our ears until we finally beat this dude.
Oh man, please. It is what it is, yo. Next caller up, we got our guy Jason from Lower East Side. Jason, man, let us know what you want to talk about, sir.
So, fellas, after this game, I was so annoyed that I wasn't going to call in. I wasn't going to listen to nothing. And then I was like, after a while, I was like, wait, let me see. I turned on YouTube. I'm like, oh, they're still on. Let me call in.
Yeah. Oh, you actually upset. I'm kind of surprised you're upset. Usually you're not upset. You haven't been upset after games for a while.
No, the real reason I'm upset, I won't even tell you why I'm upset yet. I'll tell you after. But I just wanted to point out this. Because, a lot of the Tibbs apologists, they've been on the blame Randall for everything train. Mm-hmm. And our offense looked kind of the same in the fourth quarter as it does normally when Randall plays. You noticed that today, right? I'm not trying to defend Randall at all because I want him gone, but I also want Tibbs gone. I just wanted to point that out.
You know, we went a lot. We went very ISO, and that's the thing about it is the last few games that we won that were clutch. We won because we were able to move the ball. You know, we had IQ going into the lane, passing it to Alec Burks in the corner. RJ did something similar, and then today we just chose to do 1-on-1.
Yeah, but why I'm mad now, and I actually, when this happened, I wanted the Knicks to lose this game because I didn't want Tibbs to, after he made such a stupid move, to actually end up winning this game. This man pulled McBride 1 minute into the fourth quarter. He played 1 minute in the second half.
Yeah.
Bruh. That's ridiculous. We got 9 active players. It's not like we got a full roster. 9 active players, and he still can't play this guy more than 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
I mean, listen, man. I told Ryan G at the beginning, because listen, you missed the beginning. Ryan G pointed out McBride played 6 minutes today, and I've been so numb by the malpractice of Tom Thibodeau handing out minutes to the youth that I forgot to be mad about it. Like I was just like I'm just used to this by now. Like, of course you only played him 1 minute in the second half. Of course you play one of your best defenders only 1 minute in the second half.
And then you know what's crazy? He said something to McBride when McBride was going to the bench. What the heck did this idiot say to him? I would have told him, shut up. Get out of my he's so lucky that the players that we have that are young are good behavioral players, because a lot of other players would have told him, get the heck out of my face.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yo, this whole situation was reminded me of Jimmy Butler, man. I posted this thing on Jimmy Butler. I'm gonna try to find it. I gotta find it. But I don't know. Anything else to say?
Really, you know what? Other thing that drives me crazy is when he does these things. Like, if you're I don't understand how people like the front office can't be mad at him with this. Like, if you go, the rumors are that World Wide West is mad that he's not playing the young players, and then he goes, Tibbs, why'd you pull Burke? Oh, well, they were making a run. Yeah, and they kept making a run once Burks was in too. Like, you can't keep doing this and it keeps failing.
Yeah.
It's not like he's been pulling the young players and then it works. How many times has it worked this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worked a good amount.
It hasn't worked. That's been the problem the whole time, man. I get it.
Yeah, that's what I really got. That really, look, if he would have just not did that, I probably wouldn't be that mad at all. But that just, when that happened, I just laughed and I said, he deserves to lose this game. Tibbs doesn't deserve to get a W for this game.
Yeah. Tibbs doesn't make adjustments. Tibbs plays young players 1 minute and plays everybody else long minutes. That's the way it is.
But apparently the whole media now, it's just us Knicks fans that are making a big, us Knicks Twitter people are just making a big deal out of it. We're just being dramatic, you know?
Yeah, I actually muted. I started to mute some people because I started to get you annoyed.
Well, I mean, there's some people that I've muted a long time ago, but there's some new people that might get muted if they keep up with this stupidity. Guys who I actually thought were good reporters.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get the frustration. Appreciate it. And you know what, too? I'm gonna.
Yeah, and the thing that drives me crazy is that it's gonna be the same thing next year.
Well.
Yeah. He signed an extension. He's here, dog. It's gonna be here. So buckle up. Buckle up. We either gotta trade on the vets or that's it.
If the vets are still here, then it is what it is.
Guys, a lot of people say, "Oh, trade the vets," and that way he has to play the young players. He only had 9 players out there today, and he only played in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's not going to change. Like, this idea of, get rid of the vets and then Tibbs will change. No, he's not going to change.
No one said he'll change. We'll just force his hand.
I'm done. I'm just going.
He's like, he's still going. He's like, he's going to bring Randall out of retirement. No.
His hand is fourth, and he still did it. He still played Burks 40-something minutes and do 6 minutes.
Yeah.
How much more can his hand be forced?
Nah, I agree with you, man. Like, I actually like Alec Burks as a player, but the way Tibbs uses him is just annoying to me. But,
Yeah.
It's like you can't even see Alec Burks. If he has a good first quarter, you just gotta be like, here we go. You know he's gonna play a lot in the second quarter, and then Tibbs gonna just give him the ball and let him do whatever.
Yeah,
You
Alec
can't
Burks,
be happy when he has.
I mean, Burks plays a lot regardless. Whether he has good games or not, he's gonna be out there 30+ minutes.
Alec
Regardless.
Burks played the most minutes out of any point guard in the month of March.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that it is what it is. But
All right. Yeah, that was my rant. All right, thanks a lot, fellas, for having me.
all right, shout out to you, man. I'm gonna play this little clip by Jimmy Butler. Oh, that's on the KOT Instagram. Kind of illustrates Tibbs perfectly. I'm gonna play this video real quick. This is crazy. Let me see it.
Even get the nickname Jimmy.
I'm gonna play it real. Hold on.
How Jimmy Butler even get the nickname Jimmy Buckets? So many grammatical errors in that, by the way. But moving past that, it's actually weird. Stacey King gave me that nickname easily before I ever scored a basket in the NBA. So the nickname never really made sense. And then I started to score a little bit and it started to come into its own. But Stacey King gave me that in 2011 when I barely played because Tibbs never wanted to play me. And now I guess I score pretty decently. So that's how Jimmy Butler even get the nickname Jimmy Buckets.
Hilarious, yo. Jimmy Butler said a long time ago, Tibbs didn't want to play me.
You see what it is? Because Tibbs explained it perfectly in a press conference not too long ago. He says with the young players, they need to understand what's going on the court. They need to understand the intricacies of every play. They need to know where to be during each defensive rotation and things of that nature. So maybe the reason why Jimmy Buckets wasn't getting playing time back in those days was because he did not understand the plays. And I feel like, and maybe that's why McBride is not getting playing time right now, because he doesn't understand the plays. Maybe this is what Tibbs is thinking at the moment. Maybe this is why McBride is not getting much playing time right now. But clearly we watch the game and we see that McBride does deserve more than 6 minutes in a damn game.
Do you know what this reminds me of, Ryan? You know when you're like out of college and you're looking for a job and then they go, hey, to get this job, you need work experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, but I just came out of college. How do I get work experience? Oh, sorry, you're not qualified. Like, how I need experience to get the job, but you're not letting me get experience to get the job. So then you're in a conundrum.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like is happening right now.
Exactly.
So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, man. I don't know.
I feel like the play for Tibbs to be at least 3 to 4 years of experience in the NBA to get minutes on Tibbs' roster. If you have less experience than that,
exactly,
you ain't getting much time.
Nah, exactly. That definitely has to be on the Tibbs basketball Craigslist. Like, if you want minutes, must have 8 to 10 years of experience.
Exactly.
Oh man, Tibbs be tibbing. Oh man. You know what else too, man? I want to end the show now. Yo, there was a bruh pick that I forgot. Because we really haven't done bruh picks in a long time. And there's one epic bruh pick that I forgot during that Magic game. I'm about to play it right now. This is the craziest.
I'm trying to think.
I'm about to play it right now. I'm about to play this Jimmy right now. This is hilarious, all right? And I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this and get out of here. All right? All right. So, Alec Burks. For guys who don't know what a bruh pick is, right? Bruh picks are the worst plays of the game or something stupid that just happened. And Alec Burks versus the Orlando Magic actually had a really good game, but he had this blunder. And before I even play the tape, rest in peace to Mitch's face, all right? Bruh. All right. So Alec Burks has the ball. I think it's like the third quarter, and he sees RJ Barrett open at the top of the key and tries to make a pass, and it doesn't go well. Did you see Mitch get hit in the face with that pass? One more time, I'm playing that.
Oh man.
RJ then up, lose the ball. Alec Burks gets it back. Dribble, falls, tumbles, and this is possibly the worst, ugliest basketball sequence.
That whole sequence is Shaq in the pool.
This whole thing.
Bruh.
All of it, all bad.
You know, I remember watching this, and I was like, yo, watch this be on Shaq in the pool. And they're going to have the Knicks and the Magic, and they're just going to play these, like, possessions back to back and be like, this whole moment is Shaq in the pool.
Exactly. Yeah. My bro pick for today. I forgot to mention that on the day of the Magic, but I brought it to you today. All right. Now let's acknowledge my man Big Reaper who sends a $10 super chat. He says, now I'm sure Dolan will fire everyone if we have a bad season. Dang, they gave Jay Ellis Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, they did, man. Yeah, they did. And shout out to Big Reaper. Shout out to everybody who gives us a super chat. The super chats help keeps the lives going. It helps pay for the phones. It got Ryan G this new camera and light. Shout out to Ryan G and HG.
Yes, sir.
And looking to make more upgrades. We'll see how this goes. All right. But shout out to you guys. Thank you for the super chats. All right. All righty then. All right. That is our show, man. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. So we're gonna wrap it up. Next game up, we are playing the Washington Wizards. The basketball gods have gifted us the Wizards again, so we get to boo KP one more time before the year is over. So stay tuned, all right? Stay tuned for us as we watch Knicks versus Wizards. All right, Ryan G. Let us know where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is Chillin'.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN. You can also find me at Sir G's Corner. I talk sports and Knicks basketball. It's going to be back up and running soon enough. And you can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT.
All right. Also, you already know what it is. You can find us at, you can find the merch at thenicktimeshow.com/catalog. Get these blue and orange snapbacks to wear for your head tops. Definitely get that. Follow us on all social media as well. The KLT Show on Twitter, Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Nick of Time Show on Facebook as well. Also listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and everything where you can listen to podcasts. Okay. Good job, Ryan G. The year's almost over, guys, and thank you, man. Thank you, guys, for supporting us this year.
Yes, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's been a long season. Season is almost over. We will be doing like a wrap up season. I still want to do an episode where I give you guys more of an opportunity to talk to us. I'll have to kind of design the set up for it, but I want to have like maybe 6 people on at the same time. Give an opportunity for you to kind of just join through a Zoom link in the chat and have like a whole kind of like a Knicks fan round table discussion live type of situation. I'm thinking I want to try to do that at a certain point. And so take a look out for that. Take a look out for the end of games, the season wrap up as well. We grade the players and get into what they have to improve and what they did good at and bad at and everything. All right. So thank you guys for watching. That is our show. And as always,
shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these YouTube Knicks streets. That is our show. We out of here.
Peace.